All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success Zone. Wednesday morning, August 29th. All right, I believe this is Labor Day weekend, right? Yep, Labor Day weekend. I told you, what I tell you, Memorial Day. Okay, I said, just blink and here's Labor Day. Okay, crazy. Now blink again and it's Christmas. Wow, so it's nuts. So we want to take advantage of every minute of every day as we all go out there and really build towards our goals and really building what everybody really wants to build, which is residual income. So Success Zone is a platform, guys, that we open up to anybody who has the link. I don't do this on Facebook Live. If they see value in it, great. But I'm a firm believer that, when you have somebody that can give you some tips, okay, why not take those tips, apply them, because we're all in this and we're all doing the same thing, right? I don't care what company you represent, what product you represent, we're out there doing the same thing. We're giving people an opportunity to change their quality of life from a product standpoint or from a financial standpoint. And you guys all know the way I think. I believe people care more about money than they do their health, okay? Until they lose it, okay? The most important thing, right, until you lose it is your health, right? Then all of a sudden it becomes the most important thing. So we understand that, and Success Zone is really just a platform. So what I'm going to get into today, guys, and we repeat a lot of these trainings because hopefully as you listen to these trainings, you're at a different level. If I was to listen to this training given by my first mentor today, 25 years later, I promise you, even though I've heard this training 10,000 times, I would hear it differently today. Okay, I would take certain things that I didn't really hear the first time. So I'm going to challenge you, even though you may have seen this training, okay, to pick up little nuggets that may help you along the way, because I will share with you, there's no magic answer. If there was a magic wand, I would have given it to you a long time ago. There's no magic answer, okay? But what we can do every day is get better. And remember the 4 agreements? Always do your best. Always do your best based on where you are. My best today is way different than my best 5 years ago. Why? Because I'm better. I'm better than I was 5 years ago. So to give my best 5 years later, right, dwarfs where I was 5 years ago. Because you always want to make a conscious decision to always get better. So when you go out there, right, when you go out there, the first thing you have to understand is who's your target audience, right? Your target audience. People go, who do I talk to? Just walk outside. What do you mean, who do you talk to? Just get online. What do you mean, who are you going to talk to? Right? You got 350 million people right here in the United States. We have a group of people. And what I like to do always when I talk to people is categorize them. And you guys all know, I'm going to get into that in a second. But you have 4 types of people out there. You got the employees, you got the self-employed, you got the business owners, and you have the investors. And everybody has a need or want. Everybody, no matter what category they come from, has a problem they would like to solve. And I'm a firm believer in our industry, we can help people solve their problems. Now, what problems can you solve for an investor? Right? Or a financially independent person, a wealthy person. Okay, how about another source of income? Okay, how about helping others? A lot of investors can't help others. Do you understand the beautiful part about this business? Right, is that we have the ability of helping people change their situation, whatever it is. How about the business owner? How about the self-employed person? You have to know who you're talking to on a daily basis. We did a presentation at my home on Thursday, and as a lot of you know, we're targeting physicians. Just a group, it's a niche in my mind. I'm getting people to understand it's way beyond physicians. Well, let's just use that. But see, when I was in front of the room, I knew who my target market was. I knew my audience. And since I knew my audience, I knew what message I wanted to send. Why? Because because prior to doing that presentation, I did a little homework on physicians. Well, I didn't have to do much homework because I've been dealing with them for 25 years. And I want to throw out all the problems I knew they were facing. Before I even started the presentation. Why? I want to draw the audience closer. I want them to believe this guy speaks my language. I want you guys to embrace that. You have to speak the language of your audience. And when you draw them in and they think, wow, this person I'm relating to, they're going to open up. And when you do that, the people then want to receive your information. This is how you become a pro. Getting people to want your information versus vomiting your information all over them. Big difference. Big difference. So you just have to know who you're talking to. Well, if I know the person's occupation and I know a little bit about the person, I could categorize them, could I not? Then I could take what I know I could offer them and get them to open up. This will, right there, that little tip will give you a better chance to get this people to want to believe or see what you have. That's it. That's all I ever want from somebody. Just be open enough to receive the information. You guys have seen some of the scripts that go around in our industry. Do you keep your business options open? Yes or no? If I sent you a 3-minute video, would you watch it? Isn't that all you want in the beginning? You don't say, if I sent you our 3 introductory packages, would you buy one? You don't say that. Right? You don't say, which one do you want to buy, 200, 500, or 1,400, without giving them the information behind it. All you want is for people to receive your information and want to really look at it. Isn't that the first step? Well, now you have to understand who your target market is. But what do you have to bring to the table? Well, here's something that's non-negotiable. And this is where the work comes in. See, the network part of this, we all understand we cast a net. Now, what's a net supposed to do? It's supposed to capture people, right? And then I have to work that net. Well, this is what's tedious. This is what everybody wants to avoid. So this is why it does take a burning desire to keep doing it. I got to tell you, this is the hardest part of it. Man, I cast that net last month. Do I have to cast another one? Only if you want to eat next month. Can you imagine a fisherman cast a net and catch 5,000 fish? And then those 5,000 people that want to eat, those fish are gone. What does he have to do again? He's got to cast another net. Well, that takes what? Work. That's the burning desire I'm talking about. This is what you have to make fun. I was telling a group of people, the way we've always built our companies is by getting a group of people together. Doesn't have to be big, with a burning desire. If you put together a group of people with a burning desire, you could run the world. And I said, listen, this is what we have to do, because the company I am now leading Okay, we're in infancy stages. We got to take that leap from where we are to the next step. So what do I need? I need a little group of people with a burning desire. We got to create the environment. We got to create the synergy. We got to create the energy so other people can see that it works. There's got to be proof. Do you know what happened, okay, at my home the last 3 days? It gave people a vision of, wow, our CEO was blown away because he saw 70 people in a living room. He didn't know what to do. He goes, oh my gosh, my vision's been expanded. But see, all I need is to show the proof. What you have to do is you got to show proof. Now, who do you got to show proof to first? Yourself. That's who you have to prove first. You got to prove it to yourself. And then you could start to expand. And when you do that, and then you take 2 or 3 success stories that you've created, now you start marketing the success stories. Have you ever watched commercials? What is it? It's if it's a product, it's a success story. Facts tell, stories sell. Well, I know what we have to do here. We got to create success stories. But to do that, I got to find a few people with a burning desire. Burning desire, not just I have desire. No. Burning desire. What does that mean? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to listen to do some of the uncomfortable things I'm going to tell you to do? Being coachable. What do you mean, Jeff? Well, I'll tell you what I mean. I mean, this is work. If you want to become financially independent, it just doesn't come to you. You got to be willing to make little changes in your life that's going to better you first so you can then give to others. That's the hard part. You got to set the pace. You got to be the fun. You got to be their mentor. You got to be their coach. We're all things to all people. But see, here's the good news. I don't need a lot. I told you I could build the world with 5 people with a burning desire. But here's the hard part, guys. They don't grow on trees. They don't grow on trees. But did you? You have to be the first one. And then willingness to do whatever it takes. Whatever. Well, what's my job description, Jeff? Does anybody know the job description yet? Let's see how many people know their job description. What do we do here? Meetings, parties, and trainings. Meetings, parties, and trainings. What do you do? Meetings, parties, and trainings. What do you mean? And here we go. Here comes conversation. That sounds fun. Well, that's what we do. Well, why don't you come to one of my parties? Whatever's next on the calendar is I'm inviting to. Let's say I had a party Thursday and there was a meeting Friday. Guess what? Why don't you attend one of our meetings online? Oh, I'm doing a training on Saturday morning. Why don't you attend that? I want to get them part of the environment. Why? Because I know my environment is different than theirs. That's why. Wow, what is that? Who's that group of people? You're teaching personal development? Wow, that felt different. They come to a party. Wow, look at these people. This is crazy. Is this how you make money? Yes. This is how we make money. See, I got to get them. So whatever. That's why I say your calendar's got to be filled up with meetings, parties, and trainings. That's it. You fill it up with that, and you cast your net, and you plug your people into that calendar. You can't help but do business, everyone. That's what you have to do. Well, Jeff, should I invite people straight to a meeting? Yes. Well, Jeff, what about a training? They won't understand the yes, they will. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. See, we overthink. So my calendar was always just a bunch of meetings, parties, and trainings. And people say, how often? 7 days a week? Yeah, you can't live the lifestyle until you get the money. You know how many people want the money first? They live the lifestyle with no money. You got to do the work first, get the money, and then live the lifestyle. That's what, remember I told you, my first mentor said, Jeff, why would you give 14 hours a day to Bally's, but you're giving 2 hours a week to this opportunity that you've chosen to become financially independent? It was crazy. 14 hours a day to stay broke. Then I accept this opportunity and I said, I want to make $1 million a year, and I'm putting 2 to 4 hours a week against it. Didn't match up, did it? No. See, these are the pillars for success that you look for. And this is it. This is my meetings, parties, and trainings. Because all we are is professional introducers into the system. That's all you are. Professional in a cast the net, and this is our meetings, parties, and trainings. Right? Meetings. There's scheduled meetings with groups. There's one-on-ones. There's websites. There's launch calls. There's videos. There's Super Saturdays. There's conferences, which there's always a party attached to these. Right? But I've been telling a lot of you, just have a party. I'm just trying to get your feet wet. It may be too much for you to do a party and also do a little presentation or a little speech, right? Or a little, whatever it may be, or show a video. That may be too much for you. Okay, so let's get your feet wet. Let's just cast your net. See, understand, everybody on this call is at a different place. I used to just do parties just to have a party. And we did business because after the party, the meetings the following week were filled up because people liked the people they met at the party. But then we started to think, okay, as we grew, why not do a little bit of a meeting at the party? So now we gave people more information at the party. We played a video because I was too shy to get in front of them, so I just played a video. Then I said, the hell with it. I don't need that video. I'm good. That's when ego took over, right? Okay. I said, I got this now. Then they say, Jeff, get off the stage, man. I want to go have a drink. Okay. Let's stop the meeting. So you evolve. You're not going to be a professional day one. Stop. Stop. This is what makes me crazy. This is the unrealistic expectation part of the business. Man, I'm not good enough to do a presentation, so I'm never going to do anything. Well, how do you think you're going to get good? By getting your feet wet first. You got to walk before you can run. So this is what we do. This is the net. And when you cast the net, I'm going to get to that in a second, this is what you plug your people into. You know where this came from? This right here was said to me when Lisa came home that night 25 years ago, when I asked her, where did you go? Because she didn't tell me. She goes, I went to a meeting. And I said, is it multi-level marketing? She said, yes. I said, don't do it. I said, those things don't work. She says, too late, I did. And I said, did you give him any money? She said, yes, $5,000. And she said, don't worry, Jeff. All they told me to do was to become a professional introducer. That's where that came from. I'll never forget it. And I'm thinking to myself, professional introducer. She said, yeah, they told me to give away these products that I bought and bring them into the system. I just have to introduce people. And I said, that sounds nuts. And I walked away. But I always remember, professional introducer, and that's how she made a ton of money. That's where this came from. It made sense. Isn't that what we do? We introduce people to what? Well, you're introducing people in the beginning to what? Your product, because it's tangible. You're getting people to the meeting because someone else could do it. But you know, eventually, some of you have to hear this now because you're at that level. You know what I want to introduce people to? My energy, my excitement, my belief. That's what I want to introduce people now to. That's when I'm telling you now, when I say what I say, this is where it comes from. Whatever product we decide to enter into this company that I'm with now, because we're going to expand our product line, I'm still want to introduce people to our energy, to our excitement, to our people first, and the product is secondary. Some of you don't want to hear it. You're not ready to hear it. You think everything is about your product. That's okay. That's where you are. That's where I was. Everything I did was about the product. Because my product, that product was my belief, because I had none. As soon as your belief elevates beyond the product, you don't talk about the product that much anymore. I'm telling you. Now, obviously it's the vehicle. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a firm believer. If it's legal, if it's ethical, okay, then the product is what is the mechanism we're going to use to get around the people I like. So now we got to create your net. You see, it's just very simple stuff. And I know you've seen this 10,000 times. Some of you have been with 5, 10, 15 companies. Okay, who cares? I promise you every step number 2 in every company is what? Make your list. Well, why do they do that? Because that's your initial net. This is who you want to catch. This is who you want to capture. And people say, I don't want to just capture everybody. I don't want to try to get all my family and friends. No, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you just make sure everybody that you know at least understands that you started a new business. If you don't want to go that extreme and be able to tell everybody about the financial, at least tell them that you started a new business. You would do that in any other business. If you opened up a retail shop, if you open up an insurance company, right? If you decided to get a new job and you're selling cars, I promise you everybody would know you were doing it. And over here, we keep it a secret. That's why I say your first party, just to get you confident, is your grand opening. Hey man, I'm celebrating my new grand opening of my new company. I'm just having a group of people over. Okay, Lisa and I are celebrating. Love you to come over, have a glass of wine. That's it. Come support me. Now you may think that's a bait and switch. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. I'm very upfront. When they come here, what's the business? I'll tell them, but I'm not trying to get them. See, some of you need to hear that. I have to try to get everybody? No, but I'm telling you, if people start to understand there's another way, they may want more information. Then you plug the people that want the information into the system. Then there's different techniques that you throw out to get them to be open to what you got. That's what we teach here. But I want you all to cast and make your comprehensive list. Some of you on this call, okay, have and I know for a fact, and some of you know who you are, you still have never made your comprehensive list because you've told me. And that's not good. That's not being mean. I didn't make a comprehensive list for 2 years. So what? You've never recruited anybody. Maybe you're hanging on the coattails of somebody who does the recruiting. Well, where's your belief? Where's your belief? See, just trying to poke a little bit. Because everybody says they want the results from what they know can happen in a network marketing company, but have you really, really done it and gone all in and commit to what you want to commit to? See, that's where you got to answer. Because if you really knew that you can make $1 million a year, let's just use the small number. And I know that some of you are laughing at that, but that's a small number in multi-level with someone who's really building it. You would hold yourself in a different posture. You would create conversations, and you would always enter the conversation in with what you have. Because if you really get into a conversation with people, do they have any problem telling you what they do? Okay. But when it circles back around and they say to you, what do? Do you know how to match the opportunity to the person you're talking to by telling them what you do? Got to practice that. Got to practice that. So I'll give you an example. On Thursday, okay, obviously the doctor, because I did the presentation, okay, but before the presentation, he didn't know who I was. And I said, what kind of doctor are you? He goes, I'm a podiatrist. I said, oh, okay. He goes, and then right away he said, what do? You know what I said? Now, I said, I help podiatrists make more money. Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, you're going to see the presentation. I said, do you see, I'm going to do the presentation tonight. Well, tell me how it works. I go, no, that's why you're here. Have a glass of wine, doc. Change the subject. I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to do the presentation. I go, you're going to be excited. But that's what I do. You go, specifically podiatrists? I go, no, I help doctors make more money. And he laughed. And I just gave him a cheers. I walked away. Help me make more money. Help me make more money. Help me make more money. See, attention. Okay? So whatever that is, you got it. This is the skill set you got to have. So make your list. And then when you make your list, this is where I say you're not going to pre-qualify anybody. But if I'm casting a net, right? If I'm a fisherman, could I not look, right, at a good fish and a bad fish? I don't know if this is a good analogy because I've never fished my whole life. Okay, who cares? Okay, I could identify, okay, based on what I know about the people on my list, who I know without a doubt is more open because of what they've done in their life. Could you not put down a list and go, this person is a self-starter? Right, based on what you know about them? Don't you know someone that's on your list is influential? If someone on your list is teachable, coachable, trainable? If the person on your list has financial resources, and you know the level of your relationship with that person, correct? Okay, so I'm just showing you how to grade. So you could take your initial list, right, and then separate it. You're going to talk to everybody, but you want to separate to your top 20, 30, 40, or 50 people based on how big your list is. So I want to fill it up with people that I know without a doubt are going to be at least more open to receiving my information. Because here's what I've learned about a successful person. They haven't been successful because they've been closed. And so there's different approaches to these types of people, right? It could be the direct approach, which is, listen, I respect who you are. I respect what you've done. And I finally made a change because my situation is such that if I keep doing what I'm doing, nothing's going to change. So let me tell you what I'm doing, and I respect your opinion. I would love you to hear about it. Okay, that's an approach. Now, here's another approach. I know you keep your business options open, Mark. I know you have multiple streams of income. I have another one for you. That's based on my relationship. I could talk to them that way. Right? There's certain people that you have a relationship with. You could say this. Here's a relationship I have with my best friend. Listen, you're coming to the meeting with me tonight. I'm picking you up, okay? You're going to listen, okay, because I'm excited about this. And afterwards, we'll go out and have a beer. There was no asking, but that's the relationship I had with that particular person. So everything is a plan. Okay, let me turn this video off. Okay, everything is a plan based on who I'm talking. Now, if I'm talking to somebody brand new, right, I'm finding out, right? I just meet somebody based on questions I'm asking. I could find out if they're a self-starter. I could find out if they're influential. I could find out if they have financial resources by asking where they live, right? And there's ways of doing it. But do I have the relationship with that person then? No, I got to build rapport. I got to build trust. And this is where I want to get them around us. That's why I want to get them to the meetings, parties, and trainings. Being open. That relationship might not be formed for another month or 3 months or a year down the line. But I'm always filling up my funnel. But this is your initial funnel, everybody, no matter what. Once you get past that, now you got to get creative. And when you sponsor a new person, okay, here's another thing I want to make sure you understand. What are you supposed to do with that new person? Aren't they supposed to make their list? Doesn't their list become your list? That's your people. If I sponsor Alicia, right, and I'm determining, right, based on working with Alicia and Alicia coming to the meetings, parties, and trainings, I'm finding out her commitment level. And if she's really someone with a burning desire, guess what? I'm going to work with her day and night. Because I found a person with the burning desire. She's part of my core group that I'm going to build an army with. But what if she's not? Do I just throw her back in the ocean? No. We're still going to work her list, but here's my mindset. I have to get underneath her list because she's not the one. And she's going to be really happy that I'm going to get underneath her list, because if I surface something down there, Alicia's going to be a beneficiary, right, of what happens underneath her, which may promote her, right, to get more active, to create more of a burning desire. Not often, though, by the way. Not often. A lot of people, I'm telling you, you may have somebody who's not doing much and you create an unbelievable cash flow for them and you think they're really going to go to work and get somebody else. I'm a firm believer people are who they are. I'm not here to change them. If they want to change, I will have them trainings that they can make decisions to change. But I've kind of learned most people don't change that much. Okay, and now don't take that as gospel. I'm just telling you my experience. And it came from the person who sponsored Lisa. You guys heard that story. You would think she would go out there and get a second person. She never did. If she thought, well, wait a minute, I'm making 6 figures a year, I sponsored one, you'd think she'd say, I'm going to get another one. She never did. But she didn't say no to the $10,000 a month coming in. So that's my point. People say, well, how do you stay in your warm market? Well, if I keep sponsoring, do I have to always have 300 people to talk to? No, I have their people. Those people are mine. And then that's when I say you get really good. You're really good in this industry if you can consistently bring 4 to 8 people a month into the system. You're a superstar. If you could bring 4 to 8 people in consistently, not your first month, not your 6th month, Because you got some people just bring over an army of people. Here's what you got to ask those people. What have you brought in? You've been in the company 3 years. And they say, well, I brought in over 150 people. Great. How many have you brought in the last 24 months? I'm talking, see, we put together a system where every month 4 to 6 to 8 new people would come in. Not mass recruiting. But you know what that means to bring in one good new person a week? After you bring your initial, remember I say 20 to 40 in? If you have influence, then you start to bring one now. That's when you start to drill down and work down with your people. Can't really work with much more than 4 to 8 new people a month. It's very hard to do the right way. Unless you just want to throw them against the wall and see who sticks. I'm talking about really building an organization. Not building it and it all flushes out and 6 months later you're in a different company. And those same people follow you there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really building something. And that's where you got to put together your systems. Okay? So when I say simplicity, isn't this simple? This is everything I want to do. My job, number one, is to get people in. And I want to get them active. You want to get a new person active. Doing what? What they're comfortable with. See, comfort zone sharing? Sending out your company's video. Sending out your company's website. Get them information. And then follow. You're there to help them with the follow-up. You're there to help them with the follow-up. Because their job, all they're going to do, right, in the beginning, if they're brand new, what do you want me to do? Get this information. Use this script and start sending out this text or this email, whatever it is. Normally now it's text. Why? Because everybody's doing it. So cast your net, new person. And when somebody bites on the hook because they like the bait, get me on the phone with the follow-up. Hello, you seen this before? That's it. Their job is to connect you with the prospects. The new person job is to connect prospects to you, the third-party person. So this person casted the net. They caught this guy. Usually they're catching a warm market person. That's where the trust came in. But the respect and credibility does not exist because this new person knows this person's brand new. This person is tongue-tied. This person doesn't know what to say. And if he did open his mouth, he'd be saying all the wrong things. So here I come and I'm saying, shh, don't talk. Shh, don't talk. Just get me on the phone with your prospect. All I want you to do is edify me, right? Make me sound like a superstar when your prospect gets on the phone, and then don't talk. Do you guys understand that hang on a second. Let me go back. They did what they were supposed to do. They caught it. Man, I got this big one on the line. Okay, I don't have the strength to reel him in yet. My wrists are weak. But I think I got a marlin on here. Look at my fish analogies, and I haven't even fished before. Okay, I'm damn good. Okay, but my wrist hurt. Okay, I got strong wrist. Give it to me. I'll reel the marlin in. Same thing. Right? That's where this comes in. So this is, people say, well, what do I do? Well, this is what I want my new people to do. What do you think we do all day? Jeff, can you do a three-way call? Jeff, can you do a three-way call? I mean, if I look today, I got, hang on. I don't even know what I have. I got 7 people that have caught fish today. There's 7 marlins on someone's hook, and they scheduled me to reel them in Not that I'm the magic answer, but I'm the support system for these new people in the beginning. Eventually, their risk gets strong enough, they could reel their own in, and they could be the support system for their people. That's the job. And I do that every day for 25 years. And it beats being broke and working for somebody else, right? And that's what me and Lisa do. And you guys, a lot of you experienced it. That's what you saw there is what we did every day. Now, not 70 people at the house every week. We had a party every week. Always. We had meetings and trainings every week. I told you 4 times a day. We did a 10, a 2, a 4, and a 7. Every day in 4 different cities. Now, things have changed since then because of the internet. But that's what we used to do. People go, wow, you make a lot of money. Well, let me show you my schedule. And then I would tell some people who thought they had a burning desire, okay, I would say, come on, travel with me for a week. Mirror me. Wow, you have a lot of energy. You do this every day? Yes. Now do you see where that paycheck came from that you were so impressed with? Now you experience what I had to do to get it, my brother. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Well, that wasn't really that bad. You just did a 10, 2, 4, and 7. Yeah, and guess what? Then every 4 to 6 weeks, Lisa and I took off. Every 4 to 6 weeks, we took a time out. We went away for a week. Play hard, work hard. And when someone gets that rhythm, now, like I said, guys, don't get all caught up in that because things have changed. I do a lot of everything online now. Those 10, 2, 4s, and 7 in 4 different cities are done in Zooms now. So I could do things you know how much money we used to spend on travel? Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, you guys got the edification? Okay. Now, I'm going to have to probably cut this and we'll continue this on Friday, but I can still keep going now. So, as we put together our systems, as you put together your system, most of your companies that you're with have the system. Okay? But remember, you're the system within the system. You follow me? You're the system within the system. You're the person with the burning desire that you want to build an organization with. But now I have to always be aware. And I always have to be looking. Because as people get started, they quit. You guys know the numbers. 1/3 of the people that you bring in do nothing. 1/3 of all people incubate, which means they're doing nothing. And 1/3 quit. I'm sorry, do something, not quit. Do something. And out of the 1/3 that do something, a very small percentage actually start to build. So if I'm bringing in 10 people, I know without a doubt 7 of them are going to either quit or incubate. I got to keep replacing them. That's the friendshipping piece. I got to always be. Remember, did anybody see the movie Glengarry Glen Ross with Alec Baldwin? You should see that. Go watch that movie, okay? And it was a sales training meeting, part of the movie. And he would say, always be closing. Always, ABC, always be closing. Always be creating interest. Always be friendshipping. Always be creating desire. That's our job. Always. Well, I'm not gonna friendship today. Why? Why? That's how you practice. That's how you teach. So what is friendshipping? Well, first of all, you got people to friendship with. So where do these people come from? Personal friends, right? I showed you the list already. Acquaintances. How many of you have gotten somebody that hasn't been interested, but said, listen, I know it's not for you, But in case you know somebody, how many people have asked for referrals from people that have told you no? Okay, good, good. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to come back to you, but you know what? Always, always, you never get what you don't ask for. Got to ask in a nice, professional manner. You know what's going to be, you know what happens when you present yourself that way? You leave people with an impression that wow, that person's driven. That's all I care about. That's all I want people to say. If they say Jeff Giammalva, man, he works hard. That's all I care about. He's there. That's all. Doesn't mean if they get involved or not. I still want them saying that out there in the world when they leave me. Oh yeah, he man. If you get involved with him, I never done it, but if you get involved with him, trust me, okay, he will work hard. That's all I care about. I want that reputation. Well, sometimes I don't like how he talks. It doesn't matter. Whether they like me or not, they can't say. I never want them to say he doesn't do what he says he's going to do. See, this is what you have to create. So it doesn't matter if you're a little bit pushy. They need to see maybe that you are excited. Well, I'm sorry, you're misconstruing. What's the word? Misconstruing my pushiness. This is excitement for my new business. How about cold market? Have you guys ventured into that? That's not for the faint of heart. Cold market, get through your warm market, right? And then ask for referrals. But then, okay, what about cold market? What's cold market? Well, it's people you're meeting. It's people that you maybe go to a networking event with. Maybe you're running ads. This is cold market. We learned a lot from cold market. Now, cold market costs some money. Got to have a budget. Hello, like a real business. And we had a big budget. And I'm not suggesting you do that, but some of you do have some financial wherewithal. And you say, okay, you know what? What Lisa and I did is that we had a credit card, and that was our credit card for our business. Had a $25,000 limit on it. Brand new credit card. When I finally got serious, we took it out because I knew. Now you got to remember, we really did have expenses in our first multi-level marketing company. We had an office and a training center, $1,000 a month. We had an advertising campaign. We had to go to Dallas every month. That was the system. You're friendshipping, right? You're casting the net. You're doing the meetings, parties, and trainings. And when you find a good one, you bring them to Dallas to expand their vision. And we went to Dallas every month for 10 years. That was our system. Well, that costs money, right? So we used that credit card. Okay, we used our credit card to make sure we had the financial wherewithal to continue to do the business, because that was the philosophy of that person, the owner of that company. It's all I knew. I didn't know you didn't have to have a training center. When I went to my second company, I go, wait a minute, I don't have to go to Dallas every month? He goes, no. I don't have to have a training center. I saw it in a different light, but all I knew is all I knew. And that's what I did. Very teachable. Why? I respected. He could have told me to stand on my head for 2 hours a day. If it was going to make me wealthy, I would have done it. So I had my budget. And then eventually I would just pay that credit card off every month. Not that I was spending $25,000, but it was a cushion. You follow me? It was the seed money to fund my business. Sound familiar? In any other business, you'd have seed money, because if you didn't meet the expectations that your business needed, that money's got to come from somewhere. What were you going to do? Close up shop? Oh, bad month. Close it up. No. You pull money. Well, that's what we did in the beginning. I ran it like a real business. And that's how we got really good. So we ran a cold market ad. Spend $1,000 a month. Just ran some ads first. Start talking to people. Start to get my groove. Start to understand the objections when the cold market came in, and they were always the same objections, okay? You're never really shocked with objections. So I just got into the groove of it. Not much results, by the way, but I committed to that for 6 months. Then we graduated to radio because I loved the cold market. But that's when I started traveling 5 days a week. Right, because I was doing radio ads in different cities. So guys, I'm not suggesting, I'm just giving you an idea. Your cold market could be talk to the person at the gym next to you. Instead of just nodding, say hi. That's what I'm talking about for some of you. How many times you go to the gym, you see the same people, you never ever say hi? I check myself sometimes still. Okay? People you meet. These are your potential prospects. And then as you get into a conversation, you're going to be listening, asking questions, and establishing rapport. Okay, we're going to leave it here now. Okay, because we're going to get into more on Friday. Okay, we'll get into more on Friday. But this sets the stage. Okay, and the biggest thing I want you to take away from today, I got to remember, Alicia will help me remember on Friday. I stopped at friendshipping. What I want to leave you with today is this. Okay, when you find someone that has this, they become part of your core group, and this is when you put together the system. And now you have 3 to 4 or 5 people that you can market, right? You got to get them results. And that's it. That's all I ever do. I keep looking for them. Okay, who are they? Who has the burning desire? Who's willing to do things that are uncomfortable? Like we went from Denver, and the owner said, get uncomfortable. Where do you want to build this thing, Jeff? I said, well, I actually grew up in California. He goes, move. I said, wait a minute, what? He said, move. So put our house up for sale, sold the house, drove to California, got a place in Newport Beach, and guess what we did? Started doing meetings, parties, and trainings. And the fear of loss was, okay, we had to do it. I burned the boat. He said, get uncomfortable and move. And when I did it, guess what he said to himself? He's part of my core group. He got uncomfortable. That couple has a burning desire. That couple is coachable. And that couple, because I saw their schedule, is willing to work. And then he lived with us. Wish I could tell you differently. Sometimes you got to get a little uncomfortable to make your business. And I'm not suggesting you move. Okay, all I'm saying is, okay, whatever it takes for you to put together this system. It's not about just being on the internet, guys. Hopefully this expands your vision. This thing is big, and you're going to control it. So anyway, thank you. It's been recorded. See you Friday. Bye.